Hello, scholars. Thank you for joining me in some vocabulary lessons. We will be learning 2 words in each session. You will need a notebook and a pen or a pencil. I will be using a reading notebook and a pen. Please feel free to pause at any time so that you can write down anything that I write in my notebook. Ready for the first word? Here we go. The first word is impatient. Impatient. Have you heard that word before? Do you know what it means? Let's write the word and definition in our notebook. So our first word is impatient. I-M-P-A-T-I-E-N-T. It is an adjective, which is a description, and it means an impatient person is always in a hurry and finds it hard to read. So impatient. Always in a hurry and finds it hard to wait. Pause the video if you need more time to write the word and definition. Now let's see the word used in a sentence. The impatient man left the bank because the line was too long. The impatient man left the bank because the line was too long. The man left the bank because he was in a hurry or couldn't wait, and that made him impatient. Number your paper 1 through 5. I'm going to write my numbers across the line to save paper, and we're not going to write very much. For each number, you're going to write a check or an X. You're going to write a check if the sentence shows impatience, or an X if you think that the sentence does not show impatience. Listen to the sentences carefully. Sentence number 1. A toddler screaming for the toy that fell out of her stroller. A toddler screaming for the toy that fell out of her stroller. Check for impatient. X if it's not impatient. Question number 2. A teenager waiting politely until everyone finishes dinner. A teenager waiting politely until everyone finishes dinner. Check for impatient. X if it's not impatient. Number 3. A child waiting quietly in line to buy ice cream in a crowded store. A child waiting quietly in a line to buy ice cream in a crowded store. Number 4. A girl calling for help while the teacher is with someone else. A girl calling for help while the teacher is with someone else. Check if they're impatient. X if they are not impatient. Last sentence. A boy pulling on his mother's sleeve while she's on the phone. A boy pulling on his mother's sleeve while she's on the phone. A check for impatient, an X if they're not impatient. Ready for the answers? Number 1, a toddler screaming for the toy that fell out of her stroller. She is impatient. Number 2, a teenager waiting politely until everyone finishes dinner. They're waiting nicely. That is not impatient. Number 3, a child waiting quietly in line to buy ice cream in a crowded store. If they're waiting quietly, they're not in a hurry, they're not finding it hard to wait, they're not impatient. Number 4, A girl calling for help while the teacher is with someone else. They're calling out. They're finding it hard to wait. That girl is impatient. The last one, number 5, a boy pulling on his mother's sleeve while she's on the phone. He's in a hurry. He can't wait. He is impatient. Now, I want you to write about being impatient. What makes you impatient? What can you do to make it easier to wait? Here's a sentence starter if you need it. You're telling me what makes you impatient and what can you do to make it easier to wait. I am impatient when, you can finish the sentence. What can you do to make it easier to wait? It is easier for me to wait when. Again, you can use these sentence starters if you'd like, or you can create your own sentence. Pause the video so you have time to write about being impatient and what makes it easier for you to wait. We're going to go ahead on to the second word. The second word is appliance. Appliance. Have you heard that word before? Do you know what it means? Now we're going to write the word appliance and its definition in our notebook. Appliance. A-P-P-L-I-A-N-C-E. Appliance. It is a noun, which means it is a person, place, or thing, and in this case, it is a thing. An appliance is a household machine that is used for a special purpose. A household machine that is used for a special purpose. Pause the video if you need more time to copy the word and definition. Now we're going to look at using that word in a sentence. The sentence is, our toaster is the oldest appliance in our kitchen. The toaster is the oldest appliance in our kitchen. The microwave is the newest. So if an appliance is a machine, the microwave is also a machine, and it's used to heat up food. So an appliance is a fancy word for a machine. We're going to number our paper 1 through 5. And I'm going to just spread it across my paper because all we're doing is a check and an X. You're going to do a check if it is an appliance, an X if it is not an appliance. Number 1, a pillow. Is a pillow an appliance? Number 2, a blender. Is a blender an appliance? Number 3, a doorknob. Is a doorknob an appliance? Number 4, A refrigerator. Is a refrigerator an appliance? Number 5, a vacuum cleaner. Is a vacuum cleaner an appliance? Question 1 was a pillow. Is a pillow a household machine? It is not. Blender. Is a blender a household machine? It is a machine. It's often used to make smoothies. Number 3, a doorknob. Is a doorknob a household machine? It is not. Number 4, is a refrigerator a household machine? Yes, it is. It is used to keep our food cold. And number 5, a vacuum cleaner. Is a vacuum cleaner a household machine? Yes, it is, and its purpose is to clean the house. Which appliance do you use most often at home? What do you use it for? It doesn't have to be any of the ones I mentioned. It could be any household machine at your house. But what appliance do you use most often at home? I'm going to give you a sentence starter that you can choose to use, or you can write your own sentence. The appliance I use most often at home is, and then you finish the sentence. What do you use it for? The appliance I use most often at home is blank. It is used for, finish the sentence. And those are our 2 words. Our 2 words is impatient and appliance. See you next time.